Why, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Truly Odd podcast, where we bring you the latest in game news and movie news. I am your host, Joe Garcia. So grab your controllers, get your popcorn, and let's go ahead and dive right on in, shall we? Before we get started, though, as you can see, I have someone in here playing video games, so enjoy the Helldivers gameplay if you'd like, or continue with our stories. Also, I do have a lot of family over right now, and it's kind of a game day Friday for us, so you might hear some noise in the background and yelling or screaming or stupid things. So forgive me for all the noise, but it is what it is. Family is what it is, and I haven't soundproofed the room yet, and now I know I need to do that. But anyways, let's go ahead and dive right on into the video game news, shall we? And our first topic of the day is regarding layoffs at Bithell Games. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Bithell Games, the studio that brought us Volume and John Wick Hex. They've also been working on this year a Tron game as well that they've released this year. So it looks like another studio has been hit with some layoffs. Now, mind you, this is a smaller studio. They've only laid off about 11 people, but I think that's about a majority of their staff at the moment. So, uh, very small studio. Oh, this was the game, the Tron Catalyst. Forgive me if I'm saying that wrong. Again, dyslexic. Don't worry about it. Anyways, they released a statement saying that they are also one of the companies that have been hit with 2024, 2025, lack of funding and stuff like that. So they're going to have to let people go. It's sad to see studios so small actually get hit with layoffs as well. Just the industry's been really getting hit after hit with these layoffs, and things are just going really hard for people making games this year. And Yeah, Microsoft, the big person of that, almost 9,000 people at their company got laid off. So crazy amount of things happening, and here yet another studio hit by the drama. But let's go ahead and move on to our next video game topic of the day, or game news topic of the day. Speaking of issues in the game industry, not only layoffs, but there's been many cancellations of games, with Xbox canceling Perfect Dark, Everwild, some other probably games we have not heard of. But today we have announced that they are also canceling another game. Xbox cancels the development of Contraband after 4 years of it being in development, or possibly longer. Let's go ahead and take a look at here. If you have not heard, they released, excuse me, they announced this back in E3 about 4 years ago for a game called Contraband. We're going to go ahead and take a look at this little clip right here. Forgive me, guys, for the audio. It might be loud.
I know there's a hell. I've seen it. I was given a chance.
So here's the trailer right here. Nothing much as far as gameplay, but like a little teaser of what this would be. There's music, so I'm going to have to mute this. So let's skip ahead here. So nothing much. It just looks like a room, and it's a very big teaser trailer for something that happened 4 years ago at E3, which is no longer a thing. Hopefully, it'll become a thing again. There was rumors that they're trying to bring that back, but that's besides the story we're telling now. So this Contraband game has now been uh, booted and now been canned. It was being developed by, I think, Blue Sky. So they are no longer going to be developing this game, and that's really sad to see that games such as these that have been in development for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years are just going kaputs. And a lot of these cancellations are starting to scare other people and things like that. But were you interested in playing Contraband? I wasn't really interested in it. This trailer really doesn't show much. It's a big teaser. I never saw gameplay, so I was really not into what they were having released. And it was supposed to be an Xbox exclusive, so who knows what ends up happening with all that going on there. But let me know what you guys think of this story. And that leads us directly into our next story, with Hideo Kojima's OD is still in development despite Xbox cancellations. So everyone has been worried that Xbox is going to be canceling this game because of all the cancellations that have been going on. This, of course, comes to us from IGN as well. But they have insured us, or at least the Bloomberg Journal has insured us that they will not be canceling Hideo Kojima's OD, and it's going to be continuing in development. But a lot of people are still nervous with games like this And it makes sense that they're not going to cancel Hideo Kojima's game because he just did a great job with PlayStation with Death Stranding 1 and 2. So his name is very big right now, as it always has been. So seeing that he's trying to do like a horror new kind of thing for Xbox is going to be very beneficial for them. So they're going to definitely want to keep him on board and keep this project going, even though it's been in development and no one's heard anything about it since 2023. So we'll see what ends up happening there. There's very interesting things going on in the game industry. It's a wild west right now with people job hunting, people losing jobs, and just so much chaos and things going on in the game industry. But at least we can see that some games are here to stay. But we'll have to wait and see what ends up happening. Who knows? They could cancel it tomorrow, and this could just be all press. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. Moving on to our next game news topic of the day. It looks like we got, I guess after after so many delays, uh, BioShock 4 is still alive, and this is also stated by the CEO of the company. So let's go ahead and take a look at this article, shall we? So, so after decades of delays and stuff like that, when we've been seeing 2K is still pretty sure that we're going to be getting this game coming out. Someone recently asked the CEO about BioShock 4, and he said the following: "It's going to come out. He promised that I can say hand to heart without a question that it's going to be coming out." And they've also mentioned a bunch of the issues that they're having with the development, a bunch of different companies taking a look at the game. If you want his full comments and stuff, it'll be in the article in the description down below. He says quite a bit, but it's mostly what's the word I'm looking for? Fluff. It's excuses and things like this, and we understand, but we're still trying to do this. But I guess the major issue with the game right now is they had a review of the game, and a lot of the head of development, the executives didn't enjoy what they were seeing, and it caused them kind of to go back to the drawing board for, I think, the narrative part of the story. So we'll see what happens there. I can't believe this game has been in development for 10 years now. It's pretty wild that they can't really get this off the ground. I'm sure a lot of people have their hands in the pot, but that's kind of how the game industry goes. If you don't have a set vision, like someone like Hideo Kojima, where they're like, this is what the game's going to be, this is how it's going to be, and he's kind of the visionary behind it. With games like this, where you have a majority of people's inputs and opinions and stuff like that, you kind of get knuckled down into what a bunch of people want to do, and not exactly a linear story of what someone's vision is. Other examples, there's God of War, that you had a visionary director, had a studio that wanted to do something specific, and that's what he did. Last of Us, another example of a story that's being told, stuff like that. So this game needs someone like that, and certain games that are story based and story driven need someone to helm it and take ownership of it. And that's the problem I think they're having here with this game currently. There's just too many cooks in the kitchen and not a head chef telling everyone what to do, and that's exactly what they need. But let me know what you guys think of this. Are you excited for a BioShock 4? Are you looking forward to it? Are you pissed off that it's taken over 10 years in development to get a BioShock 4? And do you think it's going to be canceled at some point? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Moving on to our next game news topic of the day. It looks like the Battlefield 6 beta is ongoing with early access right now, and open completely access this weekend. So be ready for you guys to check that out if you want to enjoy that this weekend. However, it looks like Battlefield 6 beta has already been hit with cheaters, despite their security bot and Javelin, which is another security system that they have. So let's go ahead and take a look at this article right here. I guess this has been updated as of 1:17 p.m. I read this article probably before that, and I've just been sitting on it because I've been getting the show notes together. So this is probably all changed, but we'll have to wait and see. Let me refresh the page. Generally looks the same. Anyway, so there's a lot of anti-cheat things going on with PC users and stuff like that. However, it looks like some people have been able to bypass. We have a video here of a cheater on Twitter, or on X, whatever you want to call it. See if I can expand this for you guys. Oh, you're not able to see it in full screen, so I'll just shorten it. Sorry, guys. Let's do that. There we go. Nice and big. Alright, forgive the ad here, but we made this bigger for you guys to see. Alright, so as you can see, this player here, he's able to, let me mute this. He's able to see where other players are located, and they are super highlighted on the screen. Now, I don't see him interacting with any enemy players in this clip, but I believe they're the ones in the orange, and they also are showing the life, the health count on the players, as you can see in some of these players right here on the screen, right there in the red. So it looks like right here, see him? So it looks like cheaters were able to bypass some of their security systems that they had in place for this game. So it's sad to see that happen. You know, a lot of the issues with Call of Duty games are the fact that so many people are cheating on those games. So it's good that companies are trying to find a way to bypass cheaters and stuff like that and get them banned. But seeing things like this, of course, kind of sucks. You know, back in the day when you played SOCOM or whatever online games that you played, early Call of Duty games, you know, if you got your ass handed to you, you just took it for what it is. Like, oh man, you know, they kicked my ass. Maybe it was lag, maybe it was whatever, but genuinely, you just thought it was skill. And nowadays, when someone's kicking your ass, you don't know if it's just genuinely they're skillful or if they're just cheating off the ass, unless it's like very prominent that they're cheating. So it's really sad to see this happen in the game industry. Hopefully, they are able to revamp Javelin and whatever anti-cheat systems that they have in place to what is it, secure bot and stuff like that, to get them up to point where we can avoid things like this. But it's, you know, hackers will be hacking, you know, cheaters will be cheating, and I honestly, to be honest with you, I don't know how that's fun. I've never been one to install cheats on PC. Maybe it's entertaining, but I do find it entertaining when maybe it's like when you're playing a game and you have cheat codes like the old Grand Theft Autos, you have unlimited ammo, you get health and stuff like that, and you're just OP. Maybe that's the entertainment people get out of cheating of Battlefield and Call of Duty. But honestly, I don't see the entertainment in it. Maybe because I haven't tried it, but if you guys have cheated in the past and used things like that, let me know in the comments down below. What is the entertainment value you get out of it? I'm genuinely curious. Anyways, so that does it for our video game news topics of the day. Let's go ahead and move on to our movie news topics, shall we? And our first movie news topic of the day is One Night Only, is a movie that's going to be starring Kana Barbara. Forgive me if I'm spelling her name wrong. And Colum Turner. They're going to be starring in this film, written by Will Glutz, which is going to be his next rom com movie. So his original rom com that he got very popular for was the Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell rom com Anyone But You, and he's looking to be doing a new rom com with One Night Only. The premise of this movie is as follows. Hold on, wait, where is it at? I thought I wrote it down. Sorry, it's not in my notes. It's probably here in the article. I thought I wrote it down though. Let me pull it up for you here. Where is it? Uh, okay, I'm gonna have to do it off memory because I can't read that fast and I don't know where it's at. Oh, here it is, right here. While it's unknown versions of the draft, two strangers who scramble to find someone to sleep with on one night of the year when premarital sex is illegal, or when premarital sex is legal. So this is a script where, or this movie is based in a fictional world where it is illegal to have premarital sex, and there's one night of the only where it is legal to have premarital sex, which is sounds like a pretty funny concept for a movie. Now, this script was blacklisted in 2024. If you don't know what that means, blacklisted means that the movie was one of the most liked scripts in Hollywood that was not produced. And you know, every year there's a blacklist list of scripts that didn't get produced that people really hope that they did, and this was one of them. So it's a very very popular script. It's none the best way to describe it. It's a very popular script that wasn't produced. Anyways, but it looks like Will Glutt's going to be doing his own rewrites of the script, so I'm not sure initially if it's going to be super similar or the same, but he did a great job with One Night Only, so I'm assuming he's going to do really well with this. And as far as the actors are concerned, I don't know much about Colum Turner, but the lady Monica, she was just recently in Fubar, and she did a phenomenal job in that role. She's a very beautiful woman. He seems like a very, very nice gentleman. So hopefully they do well together. I hope they have really great chemistry and we get a good performance out of them. And another great rom com because I feel like we haven't had a lot of those. The last decent one was One Night. Well, not One Night only. The Anyone But You. So that was a decent one. So hopefully we get more rom coms coming out. I tend to enjoy rom coms. I don't know why, but I do. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Moving on to our next movie news topic of the day. Hold on, guys. Just taking a look at my notes here. Looks like James Mangold and Timothee Chalamet are going to be reuniting for a film called High Side, one of Paramount's newest regime's first deals that they got to sign. So this came to us like 5 hours after they bought Skydance and Paramount merged, and now they got this going. So if you don't know, Timothée Chalamet and James Mangold made the movie A Complete Unknown, the musical biopic. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's a decent movie, from my understanding. I haven't seen it, but from what I've heard, it's a very good movie. So I'm just waiting for it to come out so I can check it out. Anyways, so they're going to be going ahead and taking a look at a new project that they're working on. And the premise of this movie is as follows. Chalamet will play a former MotoGP racer who's, I think that's a motocross racer for bikes and stuff like that. Haunted by his career-ending crash and a family legacy of abandonment. He's running a garage and testing. Hold on, wait. He's running a garage and tending to his drug addicted father. When dad dies, he's drawn back into the world of high speed risk and extreme danger when his estranged brother, already being pursued by the FBI, recruits him for a series of bank robberies using super bikes. Forgive me, guys. Again, dyslexic, so can't read very well often. Words get jumbled in my brain. But I think this sounds like a really good story, really good project. James Mangold is a phenomenal director. He does great work. If you haven't seen his projects, I believe he did Logan. Want to double check that. Make sure I'm thinking of the right James Mangold here. Yeah, he directed Logan, A Complete Unknown, Ford v Ferrari. So he's done phenomenal work. So it's nice to see him get his hands on projects like this. Wait, did he direct Ford v Ferrari? Or did he produce? Yeah, he directed Ford v Ferrari. He also did the Wolverine, 310 to Yuma movies of those caliber. So he's a phenomenal director. Timothée Chalamet does great in the Dune movies, and he's a great actor. A lot of people consider him to be, the next Daniel Day-Lewis. I think that's far from happening, but we'll see what happens with that. But let me know what you guys think of this movie. Are you interested in checking it out? And let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Moving on to our next movie news topic, it looks like Dave Bautista is in talks to join the Highlander movie and Roadhouse 2 at Amazon MGM. This comes to us from Deadline. So it looks like Bautista's rumored or eyed possibly to be playing the Kurgan, a role popularized by Clancy Brown. The voice, if you don't know who Clancy Brown is, he's the voice of Mr. Krabs in SpongeBob. He's a phenomenal actor and he does great work. Forgive the noise in the background, they're getting loud over there. Anyways, so he's going to probably be playing the Kurgan. We'll have to wait and see if that ends up coming to fruition or if he's playing a different role. And he's also eyed to be playing in Roadhouse 2. But one thing I found out in this article that I did not know is so initially the Roadhouse 2 was going to be directed by Guy Ritchie, but he left the project. And now we have a new director in Nobody's Isla. I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name, so forgive me. Noshwaler, Ilwa Noshwaler. Forgive me if I'm saying his name wrong. Here it is, right here. If you guys are curious, he directed the Nobody movie, and also he directed what's that one first person movie? Hardcore Henry as well. So he's good at action and things like that. So I'm curious what he would be bringing to the Roadhouse 2 movie. And I think Bautista is a great talent, so it's always great to add good talent. As far as Highlander's concerned, I cannot wait for this movie because it's going to be starring Henry Cavill as the Highlander, and it's going to be, I believe, directed by one of the John Wick Helmers, Chad Stileski. So that's going to be really awesome. I think it's going to turn out to be a phenomenal movie. But let me know what you guys think of Dave Bautista joining these two projects. Cannot speak today, guys. Forgive me. I'm going to take a sip of this. My throat. Oh, by the way, this cup from Wicked 2, got it in the theater for my girlfriend, so she's the one playing behind right now. So I tend to use her cup sometimes. So, anyways, let's go ahead and jump on to our next movie news topic of the day. Looks like the arcade icon Space Invaders is getting a big screen treatment at New Line. Let's go ahead and take a look here. It looks like these two gentlemen, Ben Zazwov and Evan Turner, is going to be penning the script for this movie. There are no details as to what the story may be, but just so you guys know, there is a movie from the 1990s called Space Invaders. It is not related to the video game whatsoever, so these are two completely separate topics. So, but the genuine premise of the game is you are military and aliens come to invade, and you play the game, and as you can see here in the background, you shoot down the aliens. So hopefully we get a little bit of call back to the game where you're shooting up at enemies and stuff like that. So it's a very interesting premise. I think they can really take hold of this script. This article has been talking about some of the other projects that these guys have worked on, if you're interested in knowing what that is. But me, I just want to focus on Space Invaders as a whole. Anyway, Space Invaders as a whole, I think it's a great script and a great thing that they're taking premises like this and trying to revamp them and make them their own. I think it's a great opportunity for the game industry, for video game movies to come to the forefront, even when they don't have crazy cool stories. And I think it's good for writers to come in with an already set idea, an already set, you know, not story necessarily, but an already set premise, and kind of make a story around it. I think that's a good idea. Probably makes the writing a little easier, in my opinion, from when I was writing in college. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Are you excited for a Space Invaders movie? Moving on to our last movie news topic of the day. Sorry about that again. Anyways, moving on to our next movie news topic of the day. It looks like Kevin Hart and John Cena are teaming up for a Netflix movie called The Leading Man. It is an action comedy movie. So, of course, Kevin Hart and John Cena have been doing really interesting work on the streaming services. John Cena just had a recent movie with Idris Elba that came out on Amazon that did pretty well as far as viewerships is concerned. Over 75 million worldwide viewers for that movie. It was called Head of State. So they kind of want to studios want to kind of jump on it, and it comes to us from the writers of the movie that Will Smith and oh my god, what I just talked about him fucking yesterday. God damn it, I hate when I do this. Transformers, Jesus Christ, The Rock. My brain does not work sometimes. Not The Rock, The Rock movie. Oh my god, my family's just screaming back there. Michael Bay, Jesus Christ. Sorry guys. Ugh. Wish I had a live comment. You know what? I'm going to try to get to the point where we have enough following where I could do this live. You guys could tell me because I can't think of any things. Anyways, so Michael Bay recently left the project of Will Smith of Fast and Loose, and this comes to us from the same writers, John and Eric Harbor or something like that. But here's the premise of the movie. When a self-absorbed movie star, John Cena's character, discovers that his co-star or slash man, co-star slash man in the chair, which is his sidekick, Kevin Hart, is an actual agent, he's forced to swallow his pride and accept that action stars aren't really action heroes while trying to save the world. So almost a interesting, cool little premise here. I think it could be fun. It could be funny. I think John Cena is a great actor. He does great work. Kevin Hart does great work. But Netflix movies don't tend to be the best, so we'll have to see what ends up happening. But it does sound like a nice, fun little project. But let me know what you guys think of this project. Does it excite you to see them team up? Is it something that you guys are interested in? And yeah, and that's a wrap for today's episode of the Truly Odd Podcast, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like this episode, please like and subscribe. And forgive me again for all the noise and the distractions of today's episode. Couldn't help it. But always, guys, remember, stay true, be odd.